It was believed that the Trey Hendrickson conversations this offseason were done as the Bengals and the four-time Pro Bowler seemed like they were going to get a deal locked in. But as the draft has gotten here, come and gone, rookie minicamps have started and minicamp on the way. It seems like this could be a problem for the Bengals. And so question on the table today, should the Chicago Bears be re-inquiring about the possibility of Trey Hendrickson's trade availability? We'll talk about all that more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Now, if you are new to the channel, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you stay in tune with us, man. Listen, the Trey Hendrickson conversation, we thought it was done. We thought, all right, Trey Hendrickson's off the table. He's going back to the Bengals. It is what it is. Everybody kumbaya. Here we go. We're going to move on with this. But it seems like per Trey Hendrickson in a statement that he told to ESPN, that is not yet the case. In a statement to ESPN, he said, no communication has taken place between my camp and the organization post-draft. The offers prior to the draft did not reflect the vision we shared and were promised last offseason if I continue to play at a high level. Coaches are aware of these past conversations. Rather than using collaboration to get us to the point to bring me home to the team, they are no longer communicating. I have been eagerly awaiting a resolution and this situation but this is hard to do when there's no discussion and an evident lack of interest in reaching mutual goals. So I love how JJ Watt basically breaks this down, right? He comments on this tweet from Adam Schefter, says, I assume it went something like this. Last offseason, we don't want to get the deal done now, but we'll make it right next offseason to get it done early. Player had a great season. This offseason, low ball offer and or crickets. Pay a fair price early or pay top dollar later. Teams want to treat it like a business, but don't like when players do the same. And listen, I think that's really what this is. And there was a ton of opportunity. There's been a ton of opportunity to get a Trey Hendrickson deal done. I mean, he's a two-time All-Pro player. He's had 17 back-to-back 17 sack seasons. You know what he provides for this defense, but your focus was to get the offense built up. That's fine. That's what your focus is. Trey Hendrickson is not looking for that to be the focus. And so with this situation now reaching this point, now he did sign an extension. He's on a 1-year, $21 million contract for this season. He will earn a base salary of $15.8 million. He's also got $2.6 million in a signing bonus that is going to be allocated to him as well. But listen, at the end of the day, you know, they got a 1-year deal done, hoping to kind of continue to string this along. Trey Hendrickson, now 31 years old. I don't know if this is something where the Bengals are actually going to look to get a deal done long-term with him anyway. Could they be intrigued by trying to get some draft capital out of it? And the one thing that is clear to me with the Chicago Bears, with how the Bears went out and drafted later on down the line, with how the Bears were trying to add guys in this offseason, and they did add a ton of pieces in the offseason, which makes the financials extremely difficult for this to even happen. Let's start the conversation there, right? I'm not sitting here telling you this is going to be something easy to get done. But where the Bears mindset is right now seems to be the mindset of, hey, we're trying to win. We're trying to win right now. We're trying to go out here and be a dominant football team this season, not next season, not 5 years down the line, not 10 years down the line. We need this started right now. And so I do wonder if the Bears could be a team that is looking to possibly trade some future draft capital to bring back a player like Trey Hendrickson. I understand he's older, but the production is still there. The health is still there. He has been an absolute monster, and he would be coming to a defensive line where you've already added Grady Jarrett. You've already added Dayo Dangbo. You've added Shamar Turner in the offseason. You've got Montez Sweat on this D-line, a very expensive defensive line, but we said you want your expenses to be in the trenches. Now, to get this deal done, it would be difficult for the Chicago Bears, but the one thing that we do know about Ryan Poles is the thing that he's best at, no matter what you can say about anything else, is figuring out how to create money, how to create contracts. And he does what some of the best teams of all time do, right? You keep going, well, you keep kicking this can down the road, it's going to bite you in the butt eventually. How many times have we said that about the Rams? You keep kicking this can down the road, it's going to bite you in the butt eventually. Keep kicking this can down the road, it's going to bite you in the butt eventually. And yeah, they had one down season, mostly due to injuries that year. But outside of that, they really haven't been bitten in the butt by any of the moves that they've made. In fact, they just got Devontae Adams this offseason. So I do think that, right, when you look at how a deal like this could come together, especially looking at the financials of it. Now, financially, is it going to be tough? For sure. But again, that's where I feel like Ryan Poles really excels as a GM, and he could figure out how to make something like that work. The big question is, especially now, is the price down for Trey Hendrickson? And what I mean by that is, listen, you've waited all of this time. Clearly, Trey Hendrickson feels disrespected. Clearly, you came in with lowball offers for an all-pro player, and he probably is now looking at the Bengals organization going, you know what? I'm done. I'll play this year. We'll go through it. We'll get through it. I'll make my $21 million, and I am not coming back. Usually when players get disrespected like this, and I do think that this is disrespect, very similar to, I said this when the Roquan Smith contract was offered, right? When Ryan Poles offered it to him. I was like, dude, just tell him you're going to trade him, because you wanted to backload all of these different things for him. You wanted him to basically take this low money deal as he was dominating out there. And so I felt like that was a disrespectful deal at the time. I'm sure that's probably how Trey Hendrickson is looking at the Bengals right now. And so I wonder if the Bengals are in this situation where it's like, look, we're going to lose this guy because of how we've gone about this process. Now the conversations have simply just stopped on their end, which basically seems like, you're not a priority for us right now. If that's the case, like, are the Bengals in this situation where they kind of have to just go through this season and either lose him for nothing or actually make a move here? Now, again, I'm not telling you that this is something that's going to happen before the season starts, that this is something that happens immediately, but the Bengals are in a back against the wall position here where they may have to take whatever the best case scenario is for them. The Bears have draft capital that they can offer. They've also got players that we've got a bevy of players at certain positions that maybe they could offer in a deal as well. It'll be interesting to see how the Bears could approach this, and if the Bengals would have to kind of take a you're going to get what you get kind of deal if they're going to lose Trey Hendrickson for nothing. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. I think that this is a no-brainer move if it actually is available for the Chicago Bears. Now, where the Bears sit at financially right now, after a big offseason of spending, and you still have to pay Joe Thuney. Remember that. You still have to pay Joe Thuney. That's why I said this would have to be an amazingly phenomenal deal that you found a way to work out. But the Bears find themselves with less than $7 million available in 2025, according to Over the Cap, and they still have to sign 3 of their second-round picks, and they're probably working out the details on contracts like that. But like I said, usually the teams that win big, usually the teams that are consistent, that are able to go out there and dominate, they find ways to get deals like this done. Post-June 1 cuts could open up a ton of money for the Bears as well to create some cap space. We already heard if a trade were to go down, and remember, a trade, right? So would you take a player back? Could Cole Kmet be a part of a trade in that situation where it saves the Chicago Bears $10 million, opens up some money where you can pay Trey Hendrickson? You have some post-June 1 cuts as well. You bring him in. It would answer the question on the tight end coming in and Colston Loveland and what he's going to be for this team. Is he going to be a part of some Big 12 personnel scheme that the Bears are planning on running this season, where they're dominating with 2 tight ends out there, which I do think is a scenario. But if you're telling me I've got Colston Loveland on the team, I can move on from Cole Kmet, save $10 million, and add Trey Hendrickson, and maybe give up less draft capital, is that not a win-win situation? Like, honestly, I think that if you're going to move on from Cole Kmet, which I'm not saying that's the case, But if you had to move on and you could add a player like Trey Hendrickson, I would be very, very intrigued to see if Cole Kmet could be included in a deal like that. And there's other players that could be cut. There's other things that could be moved around to make the money work. Again, like I said, that's what Ryan Poles is best at. But if there's a move available and I can bring in somebody who had 17 sacks per season, even if he doesn't add that to the team this year, you know, with him, Grady Jarrett, Montez Sweat, Dio Dangbo, I don't know why, Andrew Billings in the middle of that, Javon Dexter in the middle of that. That's who I was trying to go. For some reason, I was going Dexter Lawrence. I had Dexter, but I didn't have the first name there. Like, that's a defensive line that is not a, hey, we're going out there and trying to win 9-10 games. We're going out there and trying to win it all. And again, like I said, with how the Bears have made some of their moves, with how they've operated in the draft, it does feel like the Bears are trying to do things to win big now. Coming out of rookie minicamp, the one big takeaway that I had was, hey, the Bears are not sitting here trying to slow play this at all. The guys that they went and got in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round are guys that have been long-term players, that have been 4 or 5-year players, that are COVID players, that fit exactly what you're looking for to hit the ground running. I look at Ruben Hippolyte, and yeah, I've got some question marks on him, especially in coverage, but the one thing that I do know is if you tell Ruben Hippolyte to do a job where, hey, we need you in this run to get to that running back and keep up with him, he can do that. He's got that kind of speed. Hey, your focus for this entire play, get downhill, get to the quarterback. He can do that because he's got that type of speed. They got players that they can plug in right away that can go out there and make things happen. And I think that to me speaks to a belief in where the current team is, the current roster is, and where the Bears are looking to go out there and add to this team in the long run, right? They think that the current roster is good enough to go out there and win games now. They're going to try and win games now with the current roster. So we'll see what ends up happening. I'm excited to see what the Bears continue to do. Is Trey Hendrickson something that could get done? If not, I still feel good about where this Bears team is at. But hey, I do want to know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down to talk with you guys as well. As always, it's your boy Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. We will be live here and over on the Chicago Bulls Breeze for the NBA draft lottery. So tap in with us because the Chicago Bulls could go out there and get the #1 overall pick. 1.7%, baby. We're back. Probably not. But hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. Peace.